General Hospital baddie Jenz Sidwell has shown just how bad he is now that he's threatened Mayor Laura Weber Collins into doing his bidding. If Laura doesn't do what Sidwell wants, he'll go to the authorities and implicate her in Dalton's death. However, the villain may want to rethink that plan after what Laura pointed out to him in their most recent confrontation. "I have faced worse than you," Laura pointed out to Sidwell. "And you know what? None of them are around anymore, but I am." The newly re-elected Port Charles mayor speaks the truth. Since she was a teenager, Laura has faced adversaries who've preyed upon her to their downfall or regret. The resourceful woman has fought back every time and has emerged a champion. Let's look back at the villains Laura has eradicated or outlasted. David Hamilton. Jerry Ayers. David was a former friend of Laura's father, Rick Weber. Michael Gregory. Chris Robinson. David blamed Rick for the death of his wife, who was in love with Rick. He set out to get even. When he failed to make a pass at Leslie Denise Alexander, David set his sights on Laura, seducing the vulnerable teenager. When David ripped up Laura's love letters to him and threw them in her face, the emotional teen shoved him. He fell and died. Laura blocked the horrific incident from her mind. She later remembered it. Laura didn't have to go to jail because of her young age and because she didn't intend to kill David. She completed probation and moved forward with her life. Bobby Spencer. Jacqueline Zeman. Before Bobby became an upstanding citizen in Port Charles, she was a student nurse who was determined to have Judge Stallman ship Laura off to reform school. Bobby wanted Laura's then-boyfriend Scotty Baldwin Kinschreiner, and she saw Laura as a threat. Bobby tried to frame Laura for an attack on her that Bobby provoked her into committing. However, Laura caught on to Bobby's plan. She apologized to Bobby in front of her parole officer, Mr. Higgins. Judge Stallman saw no need to ship Laura off to reform school. Eventually, Bobby changed her evil ways after Laura nearly died from injuries she received in a car wreck, and she and Laura developed a friendship that lasted until Bobby's death. Elizabeth Taylor. Constance Towers. Sure, it was Luke Anthony Geary, Laura's ex, who pumped lead into Helena's body, killing her. But Laura threatened the evil Cassadine matriarch many times. She certainly had reason to. Helena attempted to kill Leslie in 1984. And she kidnapped Lucky Jonathan Jackson in 1999. If Luke hadn't put an end to Helena's reign of terror, we have no doubt that Laura would have done the deed. Robert Kelker Kelly. Stavros did the Lazarus bit and returned to Port Charles a few times to make Laura's life miserable. In 2013, he had Lulu, then M. Rylan, now Alexa Havens in his clutches. Luke locked up Stavros in a room, and Laura turned down the thermostat, turning evil Stavros into an ice prince. Ice, ice, baby. James Patrick Stewart. In 2017, Laura believed that Valentine had not only killed her son, Nicholas Edom Huss, but that he had kidnapped her grandson, Spencer Nicholas Alexander Chavez, too. He denied any involvement, but Laura's protective instincts kicked in. She picked up a crowbar and struck Valentine. Jenz Sidwell was so effective in picking up aces. Baby monitor as he threatened Laura, but that could be his undoing. Laura is deeply protective of her grandson since his father is currently incarcerated. Sidwell may think that he has Laura exactly where he wants her, as he has photographic evidence of her and Sonny Maurice Bernard looking at Dalton's Daniel Goddard body in her trunk. However, he'd do well to remember that not only is Laura's track record for vanquishing her FOs pretty good, but also, a lioness is never more dangerous than when protecting her cubs and home.